Hi! Today I wanted to look at fast passages and how to get them up to tempo while maintaining good coordination between the right and left hands. So I'm looking at a spiccato passage. This works for anything that's fast, including détaché or really anything that requires a faster pace. And so today I'm looking at Sergei Prokofiev's 6 pieces from the ballet Romeo and Juliet. This is the third movement titled The Young Juliet, and this is from the middle section where we have a faster spiccato section. And I'm gonna just show you the several ways that I like to get this up to tempo while maintaining really good coordination. So the first way is really simple, slow practice. A lot of these methods will actually start out slow and then you can build them up and up on the metronome. I like to go 2 to 3 clicks every time on the metronome up. So if I start somewhere like 60, I might go 60 to 62 to 64 and so on and so forth, or up 3 at a time. And the reason for doing that is you want to make sure that it's gradual so that you never feel like it's getting out of your hands, like it's getting out of control. You always want to feel comfortable playing it slowly because you want to feel that way when you're playing it fast as well. So I'm just going to start off my excerpt just playing it slowly and making sure that I am having good coordination even at a slow tempo. And if you'll notice, throughout the passage, I varied up the dynamics according to what's written. The reason being that we want to do everything that's necessary of the passage that we would play at the normal tempo, at performance tempo, when we're practicing it and when we're doing it slow, so that everything that needs to go through our minds is already happening from the beginning of the practice session. That way we don't have to keep adding layers and practicing in a way that we might not actually end up playing. And so I want to be incorporating my dynamics and how I'm going to be changing my bow because of that, which means that I'm going to be using more bow for the more intense parts of this passage. Okay, so I want to look at coordination, particularly in the next couple of ways that I tackle something like this. And the way you can do that is by just using rhythms. And what I like to call this is isolating rhythms. It's something that a teacher, back when I was in middle and high school, taught me on the violin. His name is Ray Kalinowski, and he's at IU right now, Indiana University. But it's really helpful to really work on making sure that your right and left hands are working really well together. So first we're going to isolate every first note of group of 16th notes. So each beat has 4 16th notes. We're going to isolate the first one by stopping right after that, then playing the next notes until the next first note of the group. And I'll demonstrate what I mean by that. And you're going to want to build that up, just that iteration of the isolating 16th notes, until you get it to your performance tempo. Something like, I'll just play the first few bars. Something like that. So then we're going to isolate the second note of each group, which sounds like this. And then build that up on the metronome. Then, if you can guess, the next note we're going to isolate is the third note. And then the fourth note. Then what we're going to want to do is, I like to take it a little bit of a step further, and I'll start to group the groupings together. So now I'm going to do 2 groups of 16th notes, or 2 beats, every time, and stop right after the second beat is fully played. Like that. And then, for the sake of coordination, so that I don't get used to that half bar rhythm, I'll stop after the first and then do every 2. And what I mean by that is just shift the 2 groupings over by 1. So this is what I mean. And then just play the entire excerpt like that. Then what I like to do is actually do backwards bowing. So I'm going to start with an up bow this time. Normally I would start down, and that really helps with coordination. When you can do that up the metronome really fast up to tempo, usually that helps with the original bowing a lot. So something like this. Even that time that I was playing it for you guys wasn't perfect, so I'd probably go back and do it a second time after I finish this entire passage, just to be really comfortable with it. Backwards bowing feels really unnatural, but once it feels comfortable, that's when you know that you're going to have really good coordination in the original bowing. And so the last thing that I want to be doing in this practice session is just doing the original bowing straight through the entire passage. If I have to, I might start at a slower tempo again and build it up on the metronome. I hope all of this was helpful for how to make sure that your coordination is really solid in fast passages, and how I like to practice so that all of my hard and fast passages sound really clean, but still maintain the things that I want to do in my phrasing and musicality.